It's never really a dull moment. Life is a ridiculous series of events all the time. This morning at 6 o'clock, I woke up to screaming ducks outside and wind, like crazy, crazy wind, and ran out in my gown and robe only to find a duck in a fox's mouth. Junior has put her in this little coop behind me, the heat lamp. Golly. Apparently I have multiple different issues. Also, I have a broody duck that is now scared and not really wanting to stay on her nest too much today. So you remember the chicken incident. We are getting ready to put up the electric netting today. We're just done with the fox. We're done with the fox. We're done with the predators. There were years with no predators. We free range. It's never been a really big deal. We've had some winters where it's been a little harsh, but nothing we couldn't handle. The circle of life, right? So today we are ripping down the old fence and putting up a new electric fence from Premier One Supplies. They are the premium company to get your poultry netting through, and so today that's exactly what we're doing. I might have some time to show you how to put it up. It just depends on how the day goes. Getting ready to make breakfast, dealing with the little munchkin down here, and just getting stuff done. I don't even know when I'm gonna put this video out. Like, I have recorded so many video clips, it's crazy. So we're getting that done today. Mark is pulling down the old fence, putting up the electric fence, getting stuff done around the property. Probably won't get a lot of video on that, but we'll just see how today goes, and we'll see what videos this goes into. It might be in another video, not its own video. Anyhow, let's go.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson. Cause you glue all the pieces back
So the project today is to get all the leaves picked up, but also you see this chicken run around the entire chicken coop. It's to take that down and get the electric fence up and kind of clean up the yard. Junior's been doing chores, and you know, when kids do chores, they aren't necessarily the cleanest in doing chores, so we're gonna get that taken care of too.
Look, you wanna see your TVs? You wanna see your TV? Look at the TVs! Look at them!
Mark is actually not home yet for breakfast. He had to run to his house, which is right up the road, to get a battery or something. We bought a tractor. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you will see that we bought a tractor. It's an old Ford 8N, and I'm hoping to make a video about that at some point in the future, but it's really cold outside. And it's hard to take a baby over there to make a video when I know nothing about it, and my husband does. So I'm gonna try to convince him to do a little video about it. I came in here because I hear some eggs moving around in there. We actually put 14 duck eggs in here. They're Peking Ancona mixes. And so I put them in there almost 28 days ago. We have like 2 days left, I think. They're due December 10th, and they're rolling around in there already, and I can actually hear them peeping. Now, we are not keeping these. We are hatching these for my aunt. She's been wanting ducks for a while. I've been promising her ducks for a while, and I just have not had time to do it. So we are finally officially hatching them in the middle of winter time. We're so smart. Along with our broody duck out there who's been trying to hatch eggs. So yeah, this should be an interesting time. But we're hoping both sets hatch well, and we have 10 eggs left. 4 of them weren't fertile. Actually, 3 weren't fertile, and 1 of them kind of just stopped growing. But we have 10 left, so we'll see out of those 10 which ones make it and which ones don't. Ducks are kind of hard to hatch, but you know, you try. This is how you roll. This is how you roll on the homestead with the baby. baby out. But hey, we're gonna have nap time while we make lunch. Funny story about this Schwann's bag. It's like one of 30 bags that we found on the side of the road. Don't get all weirded out. The guy just lost them off his truck and he couldn't take them back or put them back in his truck because he couldn't sell them. They'd been on the road. But they were in these big crates still and they weren't even dirty. And so we picked them up and brought them home because they were free and he couldn't sell them anymore. So we had like 30 bags of all kinds of different Schwann stuff in our freezer because it was free. And okay, we brought it home. I only had to throw away one bag, and it was a bag of like frozen chicken, and it had some dirt inside the bag, which was kind of weird. I guess it had a hole in it already. But we've been eating this for a long time. No, it's not organic. No, it's not non-GMO. But you know what? It was free food, so we got it. Know where the day went. Most of my day has been spent holding a baby, and that is just how life goes sometimes. So we got the fence up, we tore the old fence down, got the new fence up. The boys got the backyard leaves up, got the grass seed in and the hay down, straw down, and my air fryer just went off, and Mark was able to blow the leaves out of the gutters and off the roof and get those taken care of. The only thing we didn't get to today was the front yard because all of that took much longer than expected. So a lot done though in the meantime, right? Accomplished a lot. I've got dinner going. I've got a whole chicken going in the oven. Let's see if I can show you. Yep, there it is. This is one of the chickens that we butchered at the live butchering demonstration that Joel Salatin did at the Homesteaders of America conference this year. And they are very tasty. Thank you to Jesse over at Whiffletree Farm here in Virginia for giving us some of those, and McMurray Hatchery for sponsoring them as well. And let's see, I've got some sweet potatoes going in my air fryer, and they're in there, stupid simple. I'm actually gonna put them in there for another 10 minutes. It takes roughly about the same amount of time as it would a baked sweet potato, but maybe a little bit less. Just depends on the sweet potato. You just coat them in a spray oil instead of like a heavy oil, and then stick them in there. You're good to go. What else? What's been eating my chickens? So let's tell you the story. And there's a baby singing in the background. So, the other morning if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this, 6 something in the morning, still dark outside. I heard my ducks freaking out. And turns out the coop door was not left open that night. So what either happened was Junior forgot to latch the door properly, or the fox somehow figured out how to unhook it, which is totally possible, believe it or not. We don't know. We'll never really know. But I ran outside and all the ducks were in the yard. It was still black, and there was one chicken outside. So chickens can't see very well in the dark, if at all. Ducks can see better. And they were freaking out, and I'm like, okay, well, I couldn't find all the ducks, but I knew that one was broody on the nest, but I still couldn't find all of them. This is me standing on my back deck because I had a sleeping almost 6-month-old in my bed. And you just never know. I was home, you know, by myself. Mark had already left for work early that morning, and so you just don't know. It could be an animal or it could be a human. You never know. So I took my spotlight and I was going around the yard. I didn't see anything. And for some reason I panned over into the neighbor's yard, and I caught these eyes with my light, and I'm like, what? And so I went back, and I think it was a fox. It looked too short. It was too far away. It looked too short to be a coyote. So that's why I'm thinking it was a fox, but I couldn't actually see it. All I saw was his eyes and the duck in its mouth. And I'm like, and so I screamed. I said, let go of my duck. Thinking that he would get scared and drop the duck, which she would run back and it would give me enough time to hop the fence and grab her and put her back. But he didn't drop her. He just kept running. And I'm like, what? And so I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so it hit me. You have this amazing farm dog that you don't use nearly as often as you should. And so I stuck her collar on because she will run away. She's a hound after all. Delilah is a blackmouth cur. Beautiful dog, beautiful breed. Check them out. Wonderful, wonderful overall farm dog. But I put her collar on. I looked like a crazy person. I was outside in my gown and my robe, and I let her go. I'm like, that's it, she's gone. You know, I kept the gate closed to the yard, but I let her out thinking if he was still nearby, she would scare him. And so she made her rounds and she was freaking out because she knew something was out of place. And so I started tending to the other animals. I'm like, well, that's just another duck lost. And started trying to get them back into the coop. Well, all of a sudden she freaks out and she's over at the neighbor's fence and she's just bark, 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 freaking out, running up and down, running up and down. I'm like, you really? Like, is it there? So I took off running. You know, we don't have very good instinct when we are, like, I'm still got my baby up here in the bed. And the duck was sitting at the fence. Now she had blood on her and I'm like, what? So I yelled for Junior because I couldn't climb over with my gown on. I yelled for Junior and got him out of bed, and he had him climb over the fence and grab her and put her back in the coop. And Delilah just wouldn't quit until she was back where she was supposed to be. And that's the thing about curs, is that if something's out of place, they cannot calm down until it's back in its place. So we got her back in there, and then, you know, Junior was able to go back out that morning once it was light outside, because I told him to just come inside and leave her in the big coop and until we could see, you know, in case the fox came back or there was some issue, because I value my kid in my life over a fox. And it's hard when you're home at that point by yourself, because you don't really want anything to happen and the kids to be home alone. And so we went out that morning. Junior was able to get her into a secluded coop on her own. We have a mini coop. I will try to link it here. It's an outdoor brooder. So we were able to get her in there, get a heat lamp on her, get some fresh water, get some fresh food. And by the next morning, she was completely and totally fine. But it has inspired us to go ahead and put the Premier One netting up. And I am so going to have to re-record this video. So it inspired us to go ahead and put the Premier One netting up and get it situated so that we wouldn't have this loss again. And so while we were putting it up, my husband goes, why didn't we just do this years ago? He's like, I hate chicken wire. I hate it. And so we were able to get all the chicken wire and all the goat type fencing down and go ahead and put up the electric fencing. And so you know, you see me talking about it and letting you guys know some of the things that we learned that we really didn't know quite sure like how it was going to work, but it worked really well. And we are enjoying it. So we're happy we got that project in today. That's a project off of our list of things to do. Do you see yourself? And we really want to thank Premier One for that fencing, because I think it's really going to be a lifesaver for us, especially here. Now that the predators know, oh hey, chicken dinner, winner chicken dinner. We've had a lot of sky predators before, but not a lot of land on, you know, four-legged predators. Everyone sees you. They do. They do. So that is what we accomplished today, and we are really, really grateful for getting all of that done and saving our animals, and hopefully it works out really great. If you haven't subscribed to the Homesteaders of America YouTube channel yet, we're actually going to do a full, you know, kind of in-depth video about the Premier One fencing later in 2020. Premier One is actually a sponsor of the 2020, it's so much easier to say 2020, Homesteaders of America conference again. So go subscribe to the Homesteaders of America conference. I've linked it below, and you can see more videos about it in the coming year. We are also going to start a podcast, and so I'm hoping to have Premier One on there as well, because they do more than just fencing. So it's going to be a busy year. It is. And a talkative baby. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun.
I still remember the day that you came. You were so little. For me it's just a day.